I'm Coach Brian, and I thought I would start to share some of these messages from my fitness and yoga trainings to you guys so that you can prosper and grow yourself from some of these messages. Most of these messages are mainly targeted at people that are have gone through stuff, going through stuff currently, or will be going through stuff in the future. So who is that? That's everybody. This isn't rehearsed. I don't have notes. I'm just teaching you or talking with you today about what I taught my group or taught to a group today during my class session. Today happened to be a Warrior X yoga session. I brought it back, and I think it was a cool opportunity for me to bring this back because it is the real Coach Brian in that yoga space. It's a little bit of fitness with a lot of yoga and a good dose of motivation. So there's movement, there's mindfulness, and motivation. Each and every one of these classes, I start off with a statement about warriors, that we come into this situation, this class, defending and defining who we are as warriors and some other things. And each and every day is different. Today's theme or topic was just related to the situation that this fitness and yoga studio is approaching today, right now. They're replacing the floor in the yoga room. And for a couple of weeks, I knew about this, and I thought, like this is exciting. It's not a big deal. We're going to get a new floor. It'll be awesome. People will be happy because we're replacing something that's been there since, I've been there for well over 10 years, basically. But it didn't occur to me until the other day when I took another instructor's class who I really like, and her topic or theme was that floor in that room isn't just a place where we set up our mats and we do our practice. It is more than that to a lot of people. That's a floor that is the keeper of life that happens to us throughout those years, throughout those sessions that we come to our yoga mats and we do the yoga. Like, that floor knows pretty much everything about us. I mean, there's no faking it, right? We go in there with a lot of life happening, and the point of yoga classes often is to release some of the stuff that you're carrying with you that you doesn't belong with you anymore. And so, some of that stuff got absorbed into the room, into the floor. It's there, it was there. And Jamie's metaphor during that class was that floor is getting ripped up today, so you better give it your all, give it everything, because it's going out to the trash and we're not taking it back anymore. It was very releasing, very relieving, very releasing. A lot of people took it really well, and it was very helpful. Even to me personally, I I loved that there was more meaning to that to people than just, hey, we're going to get a new floor in this space. We did get a new floor in the fitness space years back, and it was exciting and it's awesome, but it just doesn't have the same fire or vibe behind it. So in my class today, I kind of wanted to piggyback on that just a little bit and not do the same thing or talk about the same thing just a little bit, because some of the people in my class today weren't there for Tuesday. But for today, I wanted to make sure that people understand that past the replacement of that floor, there's another phase. And it reminded me, like, a few years ago, there was a yoga festival that I was invited to do a class at, like just like this, a Warrior X, hybrid of fitness and yoga class. And this class took place right after the COVID year. So it was in 2021. And a lot of people were coming to this festival, like having had a year off. The festival took a year off. People were, pretty isolated during that year. They weren't going into work, and there were a lot of life circumstances happening to this people. Well, the name of the place that this yoga festival occurred at is Proud Lake Recreation Area. It's kind of a state park in Michigan here, close by. And I thought, it just occurred to me that the word recreation, if you say it differently, it's still spelt the same way. And I know there's an English language term for when a word is like this, homophone or something like that. But you can say the word recreation as recreation. Doesn't change anything about the way that the word is recreation. And I wanted that class, that group that came to the festival, is a large group of lots of different kinds of folks from lots of different kinds of places and spaces and circumstance. I wanted them to understand that situation was a moment for recreation, a time for them to set into motion some new opportunities and circumstances, because the years prior had been crazy with a lot of stuff that was out of our control. We had COVID, right? We those people that came to that festival survived a pandemic, and they were there for this, and they were there to recreate aspects of their life that had been missing or taken away or aren't coming back. A whole bunch of different things. Some people were there to start the recreation, the rebuilding of their life from jobs that were lost, divorce, eating disorders, financial ruin, partnerships that were ruined. They hit rock bottom. They got sober. The lots of different kinds of situations that people came to that class with. Maybe things were going great, and they had met some new partnerships. They'd started some new teams. They met a new tribe, and they were in the process of recreating their life circumstance at that time. And I really think that it was a powerful moment there, as it was today in my class, that when this floor gets torn up as we're speaking right now, and when we go back in there after this weekend, there's going to be a new surface in there. It doesn't change the way that we mechanically go about our moving mindful meditation in there. We're still going to do the vinyasas and the back bends and the cats and cows and all the stuff that we love to do in yoga as a moving mindful meditation. None of that's going to change. But the atmosphere, the place that we're doing it on, is a different route. And it will also start to know and absorb and listen to all of our life stories from here on forward. So we always have a chance each and every day to move forward with a different story, a new story. It could be a better story, and it could be a completely different story. But every day you have an opportunity to change something and recreate something about your story. I made sure the class knew, like, these people have to know who the teacher is personally, right? You go to a class, and if it's not a personalized situation, it's just another class. You can do that anywhere, right? But this place is special, and I think there's that connection between the instructors, the professionals that teach these classes and train these people, these friends of ours who become our friends. They know our life stuff. And I wanted to make sure that they knew that how many times I've created my life since being an adult. And I started as a physical education teacher. I did that for 13 years. I was a varsity basketball coach. I did that for all 15 years of my adult life. Like, even in college, when I was an undergrad, I was coaching during that time. And I never knew anything different as an adult until my teaching and coaching career came to an abrupt halt, not by my own decision, but it was a circumstance, right? It was a circumstance, and I had some choices to make. Well, I took my skills and I recreated myself into a different kind of teacher, a different kind of fitness professional in the fitness world, in the fitness profession. I gained some more skills, some different skills slightly, but I used the skills that I had before to move forward as a trainer, a fitness and nutrition coach, a sports performance coach, a strength and conditioning coach. So see, I didn't have to start over. And you don't have to start over. I made sure these people today understood that you never have to completely start over. You start from where you are. You start from what you know, and you grow from that. You take your skill set and you make something happen, something new from what you already know. So cool. You can always recreate yourself. We do these yoga classes and the strength training, and I just got back from my run just now. I'm not going to win a race anytime soon. I'm not going to be on a stage showing off my body or taking pictures. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this to prolong my life, like the quality of my life. I don't know how many calendar days I got left, but I want this to be something in my life that is producing more optimal quality for energy and strength and stamina and health and mobility and confidence and control and the whole thing, right? Every single one of you out there has the power through fitness and yoga to take your life beyond anything that you've ever imagined possible, right? So it's not It's not 100% about the video that you saw on Instagram or the six-pack pictures you see side by side, the people transformation. Yeah, those are awesome. I love that. And I help people do that stuff, but it's not 100% about that. And there's people in that room today that are just trying to be happy about life. Fitness and yoga can help us do that. Okay. The moment that you understand that, the moment that you understand that you have the power to exist the way that you are now, but change it and recreate yourself over and over and over again, and not just once, maybe it's the 100th time or the 150th time. There's no limit to times that you can create yourself. Once you understand that you have the reality and the reasons and the power to exist like that, you can change the world. You can change your world for you, for the better for you. And I want you to be the best version of you possible and know that it's possible. When you accept that for you, you can exceed anything that you've done up to this point. Anything, any circumstance. You can overcome it and you can come through it with something different, new, exciting, and explosive. Excellent, I say, excellent. I challenge you to do something right now, is to close your eyes and imagine, you know, what you've lived through up to now and what you are going to live for past today. What you're going to live for past today. And in recreating that, once you see that, once you feel that, you can do anything. Enjoy the process of recreating yourself over and over and over again, each and every day. Be excellent.